Frankly, I did a bunch of research before joining Vayner, and that was a big part of my decision to come here, was knowing what Gary spoke of. So to see that he's walking the walk is really cool, not just talking the talk.
But I adore you, and I hope you're having a wonderful day. Right, D-Rock?
Right.
Say happy birthday, D-Rock.
Happy birthday, Claude.
No, you're supposed to say happy birthday, D-Rock.
Happy birthday.
I'm just kidding. We love you, Claude. I wanted to just get, and we can do this together. I wanted, you know, it's the same thing from my standpoint. When we had a really great dinner, and the topic got brought up, and probably why I opened my big mouth and said, okay, if this is so important, we want to be a more important partner. There's not a lot of people that are just gonna be willing to open up an office ad hoc, quickly, just cause that's the advantage of being an entrepreneur. A lot of mention today, and I'm sure you'll be beeping out quite a bit, D-Rock, of like different offices. I would have to take the scope and reverse engineer it. I'd also need to speak to the slash as a whole. So I'd like to understand what is available or not in an environment. I believe that VaynerMedia needs to very much consider 5, 6, 7, 8 offices in different parts of the country that are not LA, we're in LA, SF, London, New York. I believe that the IP that we get from different perspectives, not only from people that grew up in those areas, but by actually being grounded in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and these 4 to 6 other cities that are vying, you know, it's fun, they're vying for VaynerMedia to go there because, you know, by us setting up shop there, we invite more entrepreneurial spirit, other companies, I bring company, there's a lot going on in Chattanooga that has benefited, and I think they're important to VaynerMedia because the clients we have and the ambitions I have as a businessman long term, we need to be grounded in the IP of those markets. We need to understand what Sal's DNA is in San Antonio, Texas. We need to understand Karen's ambitions in Topeka, Kansas. We need to understand how Catherine with 3 kids in Walla Walla, Washington thinks about the world, not just the people that roll in LA. And so I'm very conscious of that. It's on strategy. I plan on putting up 10 flags in cities like that across America. We'll go international and we'll look at the Singapores and the Sydneys and the Helsinkis and the Montreals and the Mexico cities and the St. Paulos as well. And then maybe in a 15, 20 year period, we'll start looking at the suburbs of these major countries as I continue to navigate the growth in my business career.
All right, later.
Dude,
what is up, my man?
You live in LA.
I'm so LA'd out.
Are you super LA'd?
Oh, I love it. I love it.
It's the best, right?
I'm like, yeah, but
dude, I gotta be honest with you. Like,
so
I'm starting to get weird about it. Like, I'm 100% decided that I'm gonna buy a place out here.
How are you? Are you?
But
you know what?
It's where I'm gonna spend my.
It's not the LA that like you knew 10 years ago. It's a different thing.
100%. Look at that guy. He went all black today. All black?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I love it. What's up, bro?
You good?
Great. I'm great.
What's going on?
All good stuff. Let's do it. That's what happened.
What are you in town for?
So have you guys bought like every one of these buildings?
That's crazy.
Is that what happened?
Have you ever like?
Yeah, I've been here a bunch.
Done the whole thing. So it's
yeah,
like.
But I mean, every time I come, there's like 6 new buildings.
And there's like 6 new ones since then, and you know a lot of it is like hiding out.
So ad hoc.
It's so on the DL. Hey, what's up? How are you?
Oh my God, there he is.
Hello.
The legend.
I like that. That's how I like this. That's how I like this. Listen, how are you? I'm on the agency team. How you doing?
Nice to see you.
We met in that little theater, right? That day?
Yeah.
I remember.
But I know. I mean, I like, you know, the legend. My husband and I watch it like all the time. We can't get away from it.
Thank you.
Did you do a little interview?
No, we're just jamming a little bit. D-Rock's doing.
Things aren't going well for you. I'm so sorry.
All falling apart.
Right.
But I'm hoping I can help. If I start from the bottom here, I think I can help.
No. Listen, I just hope things improve. It's been hard for you. I mean,
It's super hard.
For him,
no, it's poison. How you doing?
I'm fantastic.
You good?
I'm working.
Just to get the hit.
Oh, I see. D-Rock's gonna be happy. There's like better shots. Holy shit, D-Rock, look at that. D-Rock is...
This is where, like, you know...
You did it for D-Rock. You did it. What's the top of Venice? I mean, I'm here for this meeting. I surrounded everything else around today, this meeting. So, I feel so safe because I have a budding relationship with him, but I feel so safe in your hands. Tell me what to do, and we will get it done. I don't want to miss this moment. This would be in the way of, like, in my career, like passing on, this would be up there with passing on Uber in the angel round twice. Even though that, like, I don't joke in the fact that that probably lost me $250 million. I'm not so sold that if I miss this, it doesn't cost me $250 million. Here's why. I just think that if I do this, it will change my life. You know, one of the great things about doing this DailyVee is, do you know how bad I wish that this camera and this amazing man was with me when I first walked into Twitter when there was 8 employees there. Do you know how amazing that would be? Like, just the history. By the way, just the B-roll for conversations around Twitter, or when I gave that keynote to most of Facebook, when they were a much different, smaller company, or that first meeting I had with David Karp, talking about my excitement for where Tumblr was going, or when I flew out to meet with Google and Yahoo about YouTube and Yahoo Video, or that day in Paris when I first met Travis, the future CEO of Uber. You know, catching these B-rolls of these early meetings of Snapchat 2, 4, 6, 8 years before they will be one of the establishments, even though in my mind they're establishment, again, for all those small cities or all the 50-year-olds that aren't paying attention, they don't know it yet the way I know it, the way I see it. And so I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about capturing these moments, having those meetings, and those early days of establishing those relationships, you know, with the leading platforms in the world, and really showing that framework for all you entrepreneurs that one of the great things is when there isn't anything tangible or anything too crazy, still building those relationships, whether with a Sean from Snapchat or a Roman from Patau, they are part of the day in and day out that matters so much. Television is dead, this is what matters, and are like in the religion of this same thesis.
Yeah.
So,
dude.
All right, we'll be in touch.
We'll talk.
All right. You know what? Capture me this way and get that cool thing behind me.
Company culture is, I mean, when you look outside, everybody's kind of laughing and smiling right now. But it is 6 o'clock, so people work hard, but they have fun working hard.
A good culture is not something I want to have because it's fun for me to talk about publicly, or it makes me feel good. A good culture is the right thing to do and does make me feel good, so I guess I'm contradicting myself. You know, it's funny, I made that little joke, like, actually that's my truth. I do like being a good guy, or it's the right thing to do. Yeah, I mean, like, I have a dirty little secret for you. Doing the right thing is always the right thing.
The idea of taking the high road and being always the bigger person is something that you know, has always been such a huge part of VaynerMedia. As we've scaled and grown and now have all these different offices, it's important to, I know how important it is to Gary, but it's been important to us, the group that were like the original set, to maintain that culture and what makes it special to work here. And I think for some people here, it was probably not a new message, but still an important one to hear it, and to hear it from Gary from the top, and the fact that it means so much to him and that it's not just lip service.
The culture at Vayner is so strong. It was the first thing I heard about when I interviewed here, and has been pretty consistently pushed as really important to the company since I've been here. But I know Gary also believes that going above and beyond should be the standard. So to hear that we're doing great, but we should be doing better, I wasn't too worried about how we were gonna handle it, and I think we're gonna really see things improve from here.
Like it has a funny, like, call it fucking karma, call it whatever the shit the fuck you want. doing the right thing is the right thing. It always, always, always ends up in the net score being the right move. Even if that net score isn't a micro thing that happens in a 3-year window on business, you did something nice, they eventually became your client, they gave you money, they're your homie, they give you an opportunity that nobody else can. Not that. I mean, if none of that works out, when you're laying there and sick and you can feel good about how you lived your life, the ultimate net score, you've won. A great culture enables speed. When you genuinely like each other, and when you genuinely understand that all of you have the right intent in mind, that you're not doing this because you want to get the ribbon or the recognition or the promotion or whatever else, or you're just a good person, you're not mean or cliquey or whatever it fucking is. When there's a good culture, speed happens. When you're not spending extra time figuring out why Matt is trying to ruin you, right? Then you're in a really good place. So yes, do I think that in every situation you should try to be the bigger woman or man, do the right thing, be the nicer person, be the better person? Yes, I believe in that. Yes, I try to achieve that. And I try. You don't always do it, but I try. That intent is real.
I thought it went really well. I think it's really important for us to always keep in mind that culture is what makes this agency as awesome as it is, and it's sort of always the backbone of what keeps us going. So I think it's a good constant reminder for people on the West Coast and people in New York just to hear it time and time again.
The culture that I have sensed already here is truly exceptional. It's a place where people want to be. At least that's been my experience. People are excited to be here. They're enjoying the work. And I don't want to be anywhere where that's not the case. And this is truly the first place where I've felt that from the majority of the people in the office. So it's great.
I mean, I have like the Vayner culture like fully ingrained in me from being there in New York, and I was really, really happy when he did this thing and I found out about it, because I was like, the one thing that I talked to him about was like getting him and Claude and, you know, like James and Scott here more often for like one-on-one in-person meetings. Because it's just so much different having that leadership available to you in New York. And like, we just don't see those people like on a day-to-day basis here. So when he said that he was like, I'm going to be here more often and I'm thinking about buying a house and whatever, you know, like that is going to be awesome just having him here. And it's going to make this place so much better than it already is.
It's interesting because you mentioned about the culture, you know, as far as I'm concerned, coming in from startups and very large companies, other agencies, the culture here is pretty exceptional.
Yep.
So what is it that is going to change, and what is it that you're not seeing that you want to see?
Yeah, so it is exceptional, and I want you guys to know that. I just don't want one person saying something mean about anybody ever, ever, ever. How about that?
My question to him was, well, if you want it to be better, what do you feel is missing? Because I wanted to know, kind of just maybe dig in a little deeper and understand further. How do you take something that's good and make it great? So that was kind of where my question was coming from. But the fact that he is someone who is not just okay with good, who wants to take it to the next level, is something I really respect. And I want to be working for someone like that, someone who has a vision and someone who sees that there's always an opportunity to continually improve and iterate. I mean, I think it's about evolving too, if knowing that as a company grows, the things have to evolve. And just because a company gets bigger doesn't mean that that culture has to suffer. So I love that he has that vision, and that's, again, certainly someone that I want to be working for who believes that.
I know that the culture in here is phenomenal. I'm pumped that you must be sitting there being like, woof. Like, because I know, and you guys all know. Like, we know. But just imagine where the fuck I'm at, right? Like, and listen, on the flip side of what I just said, I don't think it's humanly natural for what I just asked for, right? I get it. But I do think I want you guys to understand, if that's the ambition, that you need to save that for when it's really needed. Does that make sense? Like, it just can't be easy to talk shit. You know, it's funny, I've been writing a lot of articles about entrepreneurship. Do you know how tough it is when you have nobody else to blame? You know how much fun it is for you to blame the person that's above you? It's pretty cool. You know how fun it is to blame Matt? It's fun. You know how fun it is for Matt to blame me? It's fun. Like for me, it's not fun. There is nobody else. Like, I promise you, every single thing that is broken here is my fault. It sucks. Super lonely when you have to make this core decision, you know? And look, it's my responsibility, like it's my job, like just like I talked about, as you just saw in the clip, I'm sure D-Rock's editing it nicely, just like I talked about, like, it is lonely at the top. It's only my responsibility. Every issue at the company is my fault, and so, you know, you allocate the hour and a half to give that talk to the whole company and you missed 4 phone calls that were going on and D-Rock kept looking at me during that time, and you know, because it's only my responsibility. It's only my singular responsibility. With the Claudes and the James and the Siegels, they're there. But at the end of the day, the buck stops with me, and I have to, with every ounce of my soul, try to deploy my North Star to my employees. No, and it is my challenge, and every leader's challenge, all of your challenges, to know that moment when you gotta give that talk. Like, I knew it was time for that talk. And I know there's gonna be benefit from it. And I've gotten the email. Here's a post game from 6 hours ago, and I've gotten like 5 emails already. Good ones, real ones. And so it's meaningful. You gotta put in the work. And so it's a leader's #1 job to deploy her or his religion on everybody underneath them, from their right-hand man or woman all the way down to the intern that started yesterday. And you've got to do that in a million different ways. And for me, I try to put my self in a position to win. So not all of you are going to be able to, or have the charisma or the natural communication talent to do an all hands-on meeting. But many of you can write a manifesto, this incredible 5-page article, PDF, blog post that moves your company. Some of you can voice it. Some of you can do an offsite at a cabin that you own, and that's it. Some of you can pick the 4 people that can get it from you, and then they're the ones that instill it. You've got to figure out your version to communicate that installation of your religion to your organization, but you can't just put your head in the sand and not do it because you don't do it the way you saw me do it or the way you heard somebody else do it. Figure it out. Write a manual, do a seminar, you know, anoint 4 communicators within that translate you the best. I don't care, but do it.
You know, it's always great just having Gary in the building. You know, I have had the luxury of knowing him for 10 years plus, and I know how he ticks, but not everybody that's in this office especially gets that kind of access to him. So just having him here, I think, really makes a huge difference, and the fact that he's going to be here so much more often over the coming weeks and months will mean a lot to the development and growth of this office.
If you think about everything that's going on, it's like, you kind of have to be the bigger person, or you just look dumb.
A great culture enables speed. When you genuinely like each other, and when you genuinely understand that all of you have the right intent in mind, that you're not doing this because you want to get the ribbon, or the recognition, or the promotion, or whatever else, or you're just a good person, you're not mean, or cliquey, or whatever it fucking is. When there's a good culture, speed happens. When you're not spending extra time figuring out why Matt is trying to ruin you, right? Then you're in a really good place. I've done a much more aggressive job in New York on this issue. I want to make sure everybody understands in this office how much it matters to me and how much it is the single reason most people get fired at VaynerMedia, and how much I would like to elevate what we have going on here. We have a great thing going on here. It's not where I want it to be. And so I want to make sure everybody understands that being the bigger man and being the bigger woman in every situation, all of them, is the prerequisite. It's not the ambition. It's not what I hope we get to. It's the cost of entry. And points are being tallied on the individuals in this room that are not playing that game on an everyday basis. It is the thing I care about. You can get away with it for 4 months, 7 months, even a year, but you just can't get away with it long term. And so I highly recommend that you use Madalena, that you use Claude, that you use me, that you use Matt, that you use your homies, whatever you need to use to make sure whatever's bothering you that doesn't allow you to be in that mental place, to be that teammate, to always, look, the reason it's easy to be the bigger man and woman in any situation is you're happy with yourself first, you're in a good place. It gives you the audacity and the mental strength and the stomach to be able to be the bigger person. Guys, I'm always right, you know, or at least I think so. And so when I have to be the bigger man in a lot of situations, it's quite hard for me. And I also have the track record and the experience and the results to like back my shit up. And I still have to eat shit on an everyday basis for me to do what I'm asking you to do. So I promise you, if I do it every day with clients and AJ and James and Claude and Scott and Matt, if I do it, then I promise you, I expect you to do it. No matter who you are, what you do, or what your fucking title says you are. And so to make that happen, I need to make sure there's not a clique or an individual or 4 random individuals that are gonna stop it from happening the way that I want it to happen. I'm available for you. If you're concerned about what I'm saying and you know it's predicated by you being upset about your pay, your opportunity, the other person on your team, 700 other things that could come up that make you not as in the best place as you could be, which then creates a scenario where you are not. I'd much rather you be on the offense with me, I fix it and or we talk about it, than for you to just go down the inevitable path of not being happy, not being able to be that person that the company wants, and then just being fired. That's not good for you. And I'm very thankful that you're at this company and that you believe in me, it, the logo, the team. So I want to be there for you. So I'm super available. Gary at VaynerMedia, wide open, super pumped. So, and again, I'm going to be back here next week. Like, I'm going to be here a lot. And so I have enormous ambition for what we're doing out here. We have a lot going on and a lot of very good stuff going on, and I need to elevate the level of everything here, starting with culture, real culture, not you're doing it on the surface, but you don't mean it. Got it? Feel really good about the talk I just gave to the LA crew. You know, obviously new challenges, satellite offices. Wine Library was only one location, so I myself as an entrepreneur am developing, and I don't talk a lot about my shortcomings very often because I really don't give them a whole lot of thought, but I definitely recognize my need to be present physically in some of the offices, which I'm exciting, and LA is becoming a very important, what a sweet good shot, D-Rock. LA is becoming a very important hub for us, and I think that there was some stuff going on in the office that could go from a 9.2 to a 10.1. And so that was, you know, even though the tone was like culture, LA's doing its thing, I just want it to be better. And like, I always make that joke of like the people that don't do innovation that are like, but business is up 60%. Well, what about 120? What about 400? So that's what that was. It's not that I'm worried about culture, it's that I just want it to be better. Right, guys? Hi. Hi. Right? Yeah.
Hello.
Right? Yes. Was that good? Did you guys enjoy the talk?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Good? Awesome. Have a great day. Thank you. I'll see you guys in a week.